start?
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome to Something to Celebrate. Due to technical difficulties, we don't have this fancy music, so just pretend like you can hear it. I'm Gracie, the
and
intern.
this is Tom.
And this is Something to Celebrate. Well, Amber's out today. She's not feeling too hot. I think she's got like a migraine.
So she brought in the B team.
Yeah, so we're here bringing it for you guys. We still got all the cool same stuff. We got some great interviews lined up today. So Tom's got our word of the day ready to go.
Yes, boy, I ran across a couple of really interesting ones. The first one is, the word of the day is blatherskite. I mean, that just sounds kind of funky.
It is so funky.
It's a person who talks at great length without making much sense.
That could either be a Jane Austen character or a politician. So.
Yes, well, there you go.
There you go.
And another one, which I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It is from a Japanese word. And I tried 3 different sites to figure out how to pronounce this word and got 3 completely different pronunciations. So for all you Japanese out there, if I am mispronouncing that, I am so sorry. Boketo, or boketo, or baketo. It means to do nothing, to be stupefied, to gaze vacantly into the distance without a thought.
Oh, that's so nice.
You know, there's just some words that don't really translate with like one word in English, and that's...
Or like it's like chill, and that's just not, you know, boketo sounds a lot more fun than chill, so...
Yes.
It also reminds me of the Japanese animated character, the little egg guy. I don't know if you've heard of him. He just chills out, and he has, like, no feelings. It's probably very similar.
All right. Well, we're going to do a natural solutions. One of our sponsors, milk thistle, is a natural substance that improves skin health. It also helps to detoxify the liver and pancreas to control diabetes. It detoxifies the liver, supports healthy liver function, aids the liver's cellular regeneration, boosts immune response. It's a powerful antioxidant properties, and they neutralize free radicals. You can get milk thistle at www.naturalsolutionsstore.bz. That
is super cool, milk thistle. And we have a lot of things to celebrate this month. We have those ongoing monthly celebrations, and then we have some daily celebrations.
Yeah, the month of July, all month long, so you can enjoy it, is National Hot Dog Month.
Yeah.
And also National Ice Cream Month, National Picnic Month. So you can do your picnic with hot dogs and ice cream, and you'll just be really trucking there. July 23rd.
I can't believe it's July 23rd already.
I know.
Ugh.
July 23rd is Gorgeous Grandma Day.
Aww.
Yeah. And now this is a goofy one.
Oh my God.
Right? You know.
That's so funny.
Hot enough for you day? Yeah. Right.
It actually might be really cool today.
Like, you know, compared to the way it's been.
Like in the 70s as opposed to like the 80s.
Yeah, we've gone up to some heat indexes here in triple digits.
Man.
And National Vanilla Ice Cream Day.
Oh, yes, the ice cream.
So on this day in 1995, comet Hale-Bopp was discovered. What? It was discovered independently at the same time by Alan Hale and Thomas Bopp. 1962 was when the first live transatlantic TV signal was done. Telstar 1 was the satellite that made that happen. It was a show that featured Walter Cronkite.
The name sounds so familiar, probably from that. I probably learned about it in class one time.
Yeah, he was a great TV news commentator. 1904, since we are in National Ice Cream Month, in 1904 at the St. Louis World Fair, the ice cream cone reportedly was created.
I've heard this story.
By Charles E. Menches. Boy, that was quite a World's Fair.
Oh, I wish I could go back to the World's Fair. And there was that expedition that Queen Victoria did as well in the big glass palace.
Well,
love to go to that as well.
And they built so many buildings for that, but they were all temporary buildings. The one that I remember that was kept and built so that they could keep it is now used as a museum.
Yeah.
One of the museums in the, I think it's in the Forest Park area.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's an art museum.
I've only been to St. Louis, and I've only ever really seen the arch when I go, so I need to go again and check out the rest of St. Louis.
one of my favorite things to do in St. Louis, while we're talking about St. Louis, is to go to the Muni. It's an outdoor theater.
Oh, yes.
And
I've
I've been
heard
there.
a lot about the Muni.
Oh, you
Everyone that tells me about St. Louis says go to the Muni.
Go to the Muni. Yes, I've seen Camelot there,
Oh.
and Meet Me in St. Louis.
Ugh,
Saw that there.
that's
West Side
amazing.
Story.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
so
that.
and they do really
I'd love to
incredible.
see West Side Story in like Central Park. That would be really cool.
Wow. Yeah. And in 1829, William Austin Burt patented America's first typographer, which is what today we call it, the typewriter.
I actually have a typewriter from, I think, 1939. So
And a big happy birthday shout out to Woody Harrelson,
thank you, Woody.
who was born on this day in 1961.
What was he kind of famous for?
He was an actor
Okay.
and did just some incredible things. He was on Cheers,
Okay.
one of the bartenders on Cheers.
Right. Yeah. I haven't seen Cheers. That was kind of before my time. So I need to take a peek at it and see what it's all about.
Yeah, where everybody knows your name.
There you go. Yeah. So my food review for today is there is a Jamaican food truck in Springfield that is very good. I tried it a little bit at Taste for Southern Missouri. That video I still have not edited it, so it will be coming out soon. We'll have it on the show one of these days when we have time for it. But that was a really, really great place. We also have snacks for today. My best friend, shout out to my best friend Allie. She is in Busan, South Korea. And so in honor of her being gone there, I was like, Allie, what kind of snacks do you like that are South Korean? And she had two recommendations, and one of these were cocoa pies. This looks a lot like a moon pie, and it probably is a moon pie, but we're gonna try it anyway.
It is a moon pie.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
Matt's here to help us with the
Let me turn my
snackage.
microphone on.
Okay. I do not know why that is crackling so much.
It's,
I don't know.
Is it just because his phone is special?
hang on and I'll tell you what it is.
We are having some technical difficulties today.
Unfortunately, my phone does that too.
Okay.
All right, so we got a moon pie here.
Yeah, it's a cocoa pie. And I did have one of
Let me
these
see your phone
yesterday
there, Tom.
because it's a 12. You can get this at the Seoul Market. It's on South Campbell. So just like go past Krispy Kreme and keep going south, and then you'll see it. If you're going south on your right hand
You
side.
just have to keep your phone on.
Oh,
when it
so
go-
like when the
whenever-
screen locks.
Yeah,
That
when the
is
screen goes off.
That is so
Oh.
weird.
Well, what it
Oh,
is
that's
okay.
weird.
So I do have to say that Apple products are kind of above or ahead of the game in that's actually we got 24 volts of electricity running through to all the microphones, as well as to that.
Right.
Well, Apple works without having to do that, but Samsung,
It
It's
is
weird.
what it is. But
All right.
I can change out the battery when I want to, and that's my favorite thing about Samsung. So, technology.
well, you can't do that now with the new ones. I can't change the battery out in mine.
That's so weird.
So choco pie
Choco pie.
with marshmallow filling.
I love this packaging, honestly. But it is made in Korea. It is from South Korea, so.
You know, it smells like a cream pie.
Mm-hmm.
Is your volume up on that? I may have to.
Yep. I just didn't want to crinkle right in the wrapper. Yep. It's made in Seoul, South Korea. So.
It is. It tastes just like a moon pie.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually really good.
It says it's good for your lunchbox,
Yeah.
or the perfect after playtime snack, or good with your coffee in the morning. So those are just some, and you can get a whole pack of them for like $4, and there are 12 of them. So really fun.
No, that is actually from South Korea.
It is.
Like they shipped that to you.
It says it's manufactured in South Korea, in Seoul. So
Oh, so
it,
was that shipped to you, or did you find it somewhere here in town?
I found it at the Seoul Asian Food Market on
Right
South
down-
Campbell.
Oh, right down on South Campbell.
Yep. Keep going past Krispy Kreme, and you'll see it on the right-hand side if you're headed south on Campbell. So if you're headed
That's pretty
north,
good.
I don't know what to tell you. It's the left-hand
Now
side.
you're getting ready to call somebody here shortly, aren't you?
Yep, and I think I'm ready to go.
All right.
And if
Okay,
your
good.
phone doesn't work, we'll just plug in mine. That's just how it's
All
going to have
right.
to be. But yeah, thank you for the cocoa cream pie. I know Jay will want one, so
There you
we'll
go.
go ahead.
Okay, there we go.
All right, well, thanks, guys.
We gotta
Take care of
keep
Jay.
fed. Yeah, we gotta take care of Jay.
Thank you, Mr. Producer Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
All right, are we ready to call Donna
Yes.
Kruger? All right, let's give this a try. And I'm not hearing any.
Do you have your volume up on your phone?
Maybe turn your speaker on.
Hello, Donna. Hi, Donna. This is Gracie. I'm calling. Amber can't call today. We are on something to celebrate. She has a migraine and she's not feeling too well today. So Gracie. This is Gracie and Tom on something to celebrate. So we're calling you for your interview on our show today.
We'll have to call her on my phone.
Okay.
Okay.
But we are going to have to call you back. We're having some technical difficulties. So we're going to call you back on another number. All right. Talk to you soon.
Okay. All right. Just
Unplug your phone.
not connecting.
No. Here, I'll take this. It's going to go blank for a second, everybody. I'm sorry, this is very unprofessional, isn't it?
You're doing great, everybody.
All right. Well, while Matt's doing that, I'll go ahead and cover another one of our natural solution products.
Yes, natural solution.
Nitric oxide boost. This,
Now they can.
yes, this product is an overall heart healthy supplement, nitric oxide boost. It relaxes blood vessels, improves circulation, controls cholesterol and sugar levels. And you can get nitric oxide boost at www.naturalsolutionstore.bz.
So that's you. Okay, I'm not going to say the number out loud.
Yes, and you have the number. And we're connecting with Donna Kruger, who is a motivational speaker, facilitator, mentor, authored a book, Driving with the Light, My Spiritual Road Trip.
And she actually took a road trip, I think,
Yeah,
in the course of all of this. So we're going to hear all about that.
yeah, I do want to hear about that.
It'll be interesting. I told Tom that's pretty trendy right now. So I have a friend who's renovating a van into a little house thing. So when he travels, he can just stay in his van.
All right. You guys ready?
We're ready.
All right, so let's try this.
Here we go.
I'll put it right up here.
Thank you, Matt.
Good morning. This is Donna.
Hi, Donna. This is Gracie again.
And this is Tom,
Yes.
and we can hear you.
That's good. Got a good connection now.
Yeah, we
Yes.
are having some technical difficulties, so we had to switch out the phones. So,
Yes. Okay.
well, Donna, we are so excited to talk to you about your book, Driving with the Light, and how you took this whole road trip as a single widow. And this book is coming out. So it came out already. It's already out in May.
Came out in May, I think, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes. And it's been really good. It's been well received. People seem to really enjoy it
Oh,
and
that's
like it. And I'm
awesome.
so very thankful for that. Yes.
So how did this whole journey get started with this book and this road trip? And where did you go?
Yes. Well, it really started when my husband passed away in 2002. And I was left with a big decision of what am I going to do now, And we lived in Idaho. We lived on a 2-acre place, and it was way too much for me to take care of. I was working at the time as a full-time mail carrier, but I retired 2 years later. And in that time, I made the commitment that I really needed to sell my house. It was way too much to take care of. And I really wasn't sure what God had for me. But I got thinking about it, and I thought, it'd be fun to buy a motorhome and take a trip around the United States in search of what God had for me to do. So that's what I did. And so I started the trip. It was in 2004, in the fall of 2004. And so anyway, the book, it shares the experiences I had on the trip. all the ups and downs, the usual adventures of a road trip.
Mhm.
But I parallel that with the experiences I had in Idaho as a farm wife.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
there was many challenges, both in the RV trip and as a farm wife and a mother of three. And so it was quite an adventure, to say the
Wow.
least.
Yeah, for sure. And just talking about, yeah, Idaho farm life and that contrast, that sounds like such an interesting literary feat to have those parallels combined in a book. And so, like, what was your itinerary like on this trip? So you left in 2004 and then you were just like taking it day by day, or did you have a plan? Were you going to go see family?
No, I really had a plan because my children, I had a daughter in Colorado and I had a son in Michigan,
Okay.
but I had
Yeah.
a lot of friends, that I had in contact
Yeah.
that I'd not really been able to see. So
Mhm.
I just, like my Christmas list or whatever, my friends, relatives, I just made connect the dots, around the United States.
Oh,
And
that's
I
so
just
fun.
did connect the dots type of thing.
Yeah.
And I started out in September, so I thought, the best plan is to do the northern states in the fall,
Mhm.
and Michigan is very beautiful in the fall.
Oh yeah.
And
My
so I
dad's
went up
family's
to,
from there, so.
yeah, I went to Upper Peninsula and
Oh,
did the northern
yes.
states. And then the 1st of November, then I started heading south and did the
Mhm.
southern states from there
That's
on.
that's a great, yeah, I have parents that live in the South now and I'm from Ohio, so that's kind of the full scope you got there.
Right.
So,
And so it was a great experience.
oh, I
And
bet.
yeah, and another thing, I was 62 when I did this.
Mhm.
So, I just want to encourage seniors
Yeah.
that read my book that it's not too late to follow your dreams and
Mhm.
desires.
Yeah.
And you just need to go for it because it wasn't easy. I mean, and it was a big commitment. I lived in the same small town all my life.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
never lived more than 4 miles from my parents' home,
Mhm.
and to just sell everything and to go on go on a RV trip by yourself. Yeah, it was quite an experience.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Tom, do you have any insight and
Well, yeah,
questions?
of all the places that you went, now this is not to be connected with people, because we don't want to pick your favorite relative that you stopped in or
Oh,
friend.
yeah.
But the place, where was your favorite place that you stopped on your journey?
It's really hard because every place has their diversity.
Mhm.
But I think one of the prettiest places was in the Upper Peninsula because I was there at the peak of the fall colors.
Okay, yeah.
And it's kind of a sort of a remote area, but
Mhm.
it's a beautiful area.
Yeah.
And so for the beauty of it, I think that was one of my favorite places.
That's crazy because
But
you went to Colorado and probably all those other places that people probably tend to think of when they think of
yeah, and the
beauty.
difference, because I'm from out west and that's where I traveled the most. But there's a lot of experiences when you go in the southern states because
Mhm.
those roads you get off the freeways and those roads are narrow. And
Mhm.
I would find myself going at night when I wasn't supposed to be going, traveling at night. I made some choices that probably weren't the best choices in the world. And I found myself on a really bad road that was under construction, and I couldn't find a place to stay because
Oh, no.
I found out later that there had been two hurricanes that had gone through a month
Wow.
earlier and had destroyed the roads and
Yeah.
and and closed the campgrounds. And
Yeah.
so here I was traveling at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, not knowing
Mm.
where I was going to stay and not traveling on good roads.
Wow,
So,
that's
Wow.
gutsy.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
you take this road trip, and then at the end of it, where do you end up, geographically and also kind of spiritually and mentally?
Yes, I made a big circle around the United States,
Yeah.
basically.
Okay.
And so I ended up back in California,
Okay.
and then I have a brother that lives there. And so I ended up having to have knee surgery there after my trip.
Mhm.
And so I go through it's a lot of experiences on my trip because the
Mhm.
first full day of my motorhome trip, I had an accident.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so there's a lot of experiences that I have and then I end up in California, and then I ended up having to have knee surgery, which was repair on me,
Right.
But so it was a really big adventure, and so through the book, it's just I talk about all the things that I have done, but then I compare it how they have affected me emotionally,
Mhm.
and how I've been healed, how the trip was a learning adventure, and not only looking for what God wanted me to do, but it was also a healing for what I had gone through as
Mhm.
losing a spouse, and but my life was an adventure of a lot of ups and downs, just like my trips had been a lot of ups and downs, and how God can work through all of those things to help you heal
Yeah.
and have freedom, to
Yeah.
find freedom from the emotional wounds that you might have.
Right. Yeah. And just having that kind of, change of landscape can kind of give you a new perspective. So I've experienced that a lot with going. I grew up in the East and coming westward, and just moving a couple times. I found that to be very true as well. Just
Yeah.
having that new perspective.
Yeah, and it's a transition, and I went with the idea that I didn't know exactly what God. I did not have any idea what God wanted me to do. So I was just really trying to put my complete trust in Him,
Yeah.
and so that's what I did, and I did end up finding a place that I did return to later on,
Mhm.
and so I did find that special place that God had for me.
Well, Donna, you are an RV road warrior. There should be some kind of like a medal or something to hang around your neck
Yeah,
for that.
yeah. Or like a club, you've got motorcyclists that all ride together. You just have some RV
Yeah.
people
Yep.
hanging out
Yeah,
together.
and I've had a lot of people say, "And you did this by yourself?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
And but I had God with me,
Oh, for
um,
sure, yeah.
with me. But sometimes I probably wasn't asking. You know how in life you do things and you really don't ask God first if this is what you should do or not. And so sometimes I think, I had to make some decisions. And during that time there was no GPS, or I just had to go with my map and saying, okay,
Mhm.
this is where I think I should go, or
Right,
but
yeah.
do you take this road, or you take this road? Is this the right
Mhm.
one to take? And so, sometimes I didn't make the right decisions, but in life, that's what it is. We try to make the best choices we can. And sometimes we could have made better choices. But
Yeah, I
anyway,
remember back in the day when you had to pull out the old road map or the
Oh, those are
AAA
my
triptych. Remember the
favorite.
triptychs?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yes, my parents were big AAA, but my grandma was, and so then of course by proxy my
yeah,
parents became big AAA
yeah.
people.
So
So,
yeah, I went by my map. Before I went into a big city, I would go
yes.
at a rest stop, stop at a rest stop, and just kind of see, okay, what is the
Yeah.
best routes do I need to take, and just memorize
Yeah.
the exits I was supposed to take. And if I didn't take the right one, then I just you know turned around and went back.
Yes,
I
and for all the millennials out there, yes, there was a time when you had
Yes.
to
Well,
travel the
see,
country and your
no,
phone did not talk to you and give you
I
directions.
remember when like my friends got a GPS in their car and I thought it was the coolest thing and I tried to get my dad to get a GPS for our car. But
Yeah.
I was co-navigator, so when we would take road trips, dad would give me the map and he'd show me where we were going and what towns we were
Yeah.
coming up on. So I absolutely love maps and traveling and it's so much
Yeah.
fun.
And it's harder when you're by yourself, because like I was going
Mhm.
through Atlanta and I was trying to get there
Oh.
before rush hour, but it
Oh
still was like
yeah.
Oh, Atlanta's
3:30 or
awful.
something. And here I was by myself, and
Yeah.
I didn't want to get too far into the left lanes because I had to make an exit
Yeah.
on the
So you
right.
got to hang
And
out.
yet, yeah, but the traffic was not going. I mean,
Oh
it was
no.
something was stopping. And
Yeah.
but yet
And
I
they
was by
won't let
myself.
you over.
Yeah, Tom got
Yeah.
stuck in traffic this morning, so that's a
Yes.
relatable topic
Yeah.
for us.
And I was by my yeah, I was by myself, and I didn't know how far away the exit was, or what I should do. So
Yeah.
I was just kind of stuck in this slow traffic, in Atlanta. I mean, and all of these things. I mean, I was just there, as a 60-year-old woman in experiencing this heavy traffic when I'm a
Mhm.
farm wife in Idaho.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So
Exactly.
it was very interesting. I learned a lot. But and so just in the book, that's just what I wanted to share. That it was with one woman's journey to discover
Yeah.
a new life of freedom,
That's
but
so
with God's
great.
light.
Oh yeah.
You know.
And you
Yeah.
communicate that with more than just your book. You are available to speak in different venues and churches.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about what you do, and what you could bring to a women's retreat, to a church, or just to some gathering.
Yes, I have been speaking, and what I do is I let people know that there are choices in life that you have to make, and some of them are not easy, some of them are not choices you don't want, but you do have choices to make, and so this is kind of what I do, is just speak and help encourage people that no matter what you're going through, that God has a purpose for your life, and that He can bring His light into, and you can to help you make those choices, to make those difficult choices. And so, yes, I am available to speak at women's retreats, churches, whatever, and I would be glad to do that. So anyway, it's an adventure. Life is continuing to be an adventure. I'm now 77 years old, and the book is not the end. It's just the beginning of what God has for me. And I would just want to encourage others that, there's still a lot out there that God has for you, and just go for it, because with your dreams, desires, or whatever. And I just want to encourage others to have a life that God wants them to have, that there's something special that God wants them to have. And I just want to encourage others to look for what that is. And it may be difficult to step out into something new. It's not easy to do that, but you can do that, because you have God there to help you.
Right. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yes.
We want to thank you so much for coming on the show today, and we want to let our listeners know that if anyone is interested in touching base with you, they can go to
Yes.
donnakrueger.com. Krueger.
Yes.
And that's Donna, and then KRUEGER.com.
Yes, uh-huh.
And we will
Yeah.
put that in the link in our comments section on our video, and Donna will send you a link to this video when it's all posted on the air. So
Okay, well, thank you very much. I've enjoyed
you're
talking with
so
you.
welcome. You have an amazing day, Donna.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Donna.
Bye.
Wow. I cannot even imagine.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So you have a natural solution for us, right?
Yes, 5-HTP. Stress is one of the major causes of weight gain. I've heard it said that if you're under a lot of stress, you could just drink water and gain weight. Boy, don't I know how that works. Stress control is important for all of us, for all-around good health. Natural Solutions offers a product called 5-HTP to help with reducing the stress load on our bodies. 5-HTP is a building block of serotonin. That's the feel-good neurotransmitter that regulates our moods, our sleep cycles, and even influences our response to pain. Preliminary evidence suggests that the addition of 5-HTP to our diet may promote weight loss by helping to reduce appetite and therefore the number of calories that you take in. This product provides natural mood-enhancing ingredients to promote well-being and stress reduction. One bottle contains 180 capsules. It's manufactured in the good old USA in an FDA-registered facility according to strict standards. This formula is non-GMO, gluten-free, and all natural. And you can get your 5-HTP at www.naturalsolutionsstore.bz.
Awesome. And we are going to hear from John Wilson next, correct? From Light the Way. I think Matt's getting that queued up for us.
You guys ready?
Yes.
Hello, this is John.
Hey, John, this is Tom.
Hey, Tom, it's Grace. All right, John, this is Gracie.
And,
Hey, how are you guys?
Yeah, and you're on something to celebrate this morning.
Awesome.
Hey, John, we wanted to just check in with you. We had you in studio here a while back as we were talking about an upcoming event that actually has happened. That incredible Light the Way music festival, outdoor music festival
lot
here
of
in
fun.
Rogersville.
We had a lot of fun.
Yes, Gracie and I both had an opportunity to volunteer for that. So
yeah, and I talked to
yeah.
my friends afterwards. I had all my friends who were like, "Oh, I was there and I saw you."
Yeah.
So
Well, you know what? Everybody could see Grace and our little buddy Josh Breedlove because
yeah,
they got, I guess, recruited to be the spotlight
you're the one that
operators.
found us.
Yes.
You were on trash duty.
Yes. Yeah. They got redeemed from trash duty and wound up going up the big genie lift.
That was
and-
Josh's favorite part. Was he was like, "I can't believe we just got out of trash duty and we're lighting now. Like, what is this?"
Well, John,
So much fun.
tell us how the event went, John. Give us
Well-
the results and a report.
Absolutely. You know, the event, it was a complete success. You know, the main purpose of what we were doing was lifting the name of Jesus, and I think we did that. We did that in a mighty way. We're still getting stories of people's lives that were impacted and in such a positive way. Ministries that are restored, marriages that are restored, just hope brought back into people's lives. You know, we ended up through the 2-day weekend having a little over 40,000 people that it was in attendance, which is
Wow.
great
Yeah.
numbers to have. The one that we're super excited about is the ones that we were able to record, and just the ones that we were able to record, not the ones that we couldn't even reach, but the ones who made the decision to follow Christ and came to our prayer tent and you know, gave their life over to Christ or rededicated or something like that, and just wanted a whole new life. And those numbers are just amazing. You know, we had 1,358 people that we were able to count that made a decision for Christ, and over 32, 34 baptismals, including myself. I decided to get baptized
Yeah.
on Friday before the gates opened,
Yeah.
just with some immediate friends and family there. So, I mean, it was a great weekend. It was a great weekend for the Lord and for what happened there.
And John, one of the things that I noticed being part of the volunteer team, by the way, folks, when this comes around next year, hop on board.
Yeah.
Was one of the things that amazed me was the way the body of Christ came together. We weren't talking denomination.
Yeah.
We just set all that aside and just jumped in and did what needed to be done.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the heart of this ministry. It really is. And that's why we, you know, the foundation of this festival is not about the bands or the artist or myself. It's about taking church outside the walls. It's about forgetting what your church sign says for a moment and just lending a helping hand to others that are in need.
Well, John, the festival is over.
Yeah.
What I also wanted you to visit with us about was you did a great job of raising most of the resources that it took to pull this off. But can you give us an update on where we are and how we might be able to help with finishing, bringing in all the funds that are needed to cover all the expenses for the festival?
Absolutely. You know, this festival, it's free to the general public, but it's unfortunately it's not free to us. You know, those bands and the production that's there, you know, we all have to pay all that, and you know that's their business as well. So they all don't come for free. You know, we had to raise just a little over $300,000 to even put this festival on. And we were blessed, and we were so close getting to it, but unfortunately, yeah, you're right. The festival is over with, and we're still lacking about $4,000 to cover everything that needs to be covered. We had a few unexpected expenses, which happens when you have a massive event like this. You have a lot of unexpected expenses that just pop up. But with that being said, we're left with about $4,000 still in need to cover these expenses, and we're expecting God to work in a fast way because the bills are still coming, and so we need some help on that. So and the way that people can give, you know, they can go to our website at lightthewayministry.com /give. and they can make their donation through that. We are a 501c3 non-for-profit, so the giving is 100% tax deductible for the folks out there for the end of the year. We send out statements for them, but they could give through the website that way, or go to find our Facebook page. We currently have a campaign on there right now that we're trying to raise money for, toward the $4,000 that is still needed. I think we raised a little over 800 so far. A lot of people think that the festival's over with, that everything's good and great, grand, and wonderful, but again, those unexpected bills, that's just the way the enemy works. So, but we're believing that our God is mightier than that.
For sure. And 4,000, like, in the grand scheme thing, talking about the number you started with, that's like so much money, but 4,000 seems like, just a drop in the bucket. So that's so exciting.
It is, but when you don't have it, it's a little scary.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's a lot of money still. Like, that's no denying, but it's exciting that it's something that, it's a goal that can be reached through people who want to give. So
and it's important to know that doesn't even include any salaries for any of your people that work so hard to make this festival happen.
Yeah, we actually, the way we work is we actually have to stop paying ourselves, and it's just me and a part-time person, and that $4,000 doesn't even cover that. We just basically go without pay for about 6 months again, or so, or however long it needs to go, until we kick back into gear again. But this is what we do, especially me. This is all I do. I don't have another part-time job. I don't have another career path that I do on the side. This is it. So it's a faith-based ministry. That's just for sure. So yeah, the 4,000 doesn't even count for that. That's just to pay the expenses of what's left over.
Well, John, one of the things that I noticed, and then I want to come back to this again, but one of the things that I noticed is the dedication of the artists and their teams that came with them. So a Carrie Job may be there, but there is a group of people who travel with her just to make happen what she does. And with the piece that Gracie and I were involved in, and a great hospitality team, one of the things that we noticed is that these road warriors, I'll use that term again, these road warriors that put their life on hold to make events like this happen are just absolutely amazing people.
Well, and it's so great, because those are the people that we all forget about. We always think about the Carrie Jobs or the Danny Gokies or the Torrin Wells. We think about those guys, but we don't think about the crew that comes behind them that is the oil to the wheel. If that makes any sense? These guys, they leave their families at home to go out on the road and bring the power of God in a show. And that's the greatest thing. That's the most greatest part of our volunteers and our hospitality team is we're able to love on them. We're able to share the love of Christ that's in us through them, because you don't know where they just came from the day before. You don't know what kind of show they had the day before. So we want to make sure that our team and our staff are loving on them just as much as we would want to be loved on as well too. So they're great people.
Hey, there's a little story that I haven't had a chance to even visit with you about, John. The breakfast on Saturday, nobody was coming, so I went out and I tried to track down some people to come, because they're all busy setting up. And I found some people underneath a little white pop-up tent back behind a tour bus, and I just waved them in and said, "Hey, breakfast is ready." And I guess that they forgot, they weren't aware, but they all came in, and there was this little guy who, when he hit the room where they could go and eat their breakfast, he saw a stage. So you know where it was. It's kind of the sanctuary for the church that we were using as kind of a dining room at that point. And he just went right up on that stage, and there was a microphone stand there. Didn't even have a microphone in it. And this little guy goes up there, center stage, and just grabs hold of that microphone stand and just start singing for all he's worth. Come to find out, it's Carrie Job's son.
I was going to say, I bet you anything that's little Carrie Job's boy.
Yeah,
That,
and it
yeah.
was just absolutely adorable. So
Yeah.
and then to realize that that just to have family time. Her
Well,
family is
and
with her on the road.
yeah, every time we do these events and bring in these artists, 9 times out of 10, their family comes with them. Their family, especially around the summertime, because there's no school and things like that. And it's such a blessing to us because it shows us too that these are real people.
Mhm.
They're normal, just like the rest of us. They have a family, and we love that because we want to surround them with the atmosphere of your family is our family. I can tell you a story. Darren from We Are Messengers. He would send me a couple messages after the festival, and I've done a lot of shows with Darren, and we've become pretty good friends. And he sends me a message and just says, John, and if I start talking as his accent, please forgive me because it's just amazing. But he just says, John, your team is our family, and he says, I feel so much at home when we're around your team, from the hospitality to the stage crew. We gave him a golf cart just so his kids can ride around the fairgrounds in the golf cart, just to get out of the bus and just experience different things. And he says, we just love doing your shows because everyone treats us like family. And he goes, I just want to reconfirm with you guys that your family is my family. And it's great to be able to have that those feedbacks from these artists, because that tells me the team that we brought in, like you guys and the hospitality and all the volunteers, that's the heart of God. And we had the right people in place.
Yeah, I'm sure that there were some things behind the scenes that were glitchy, if that's a real word. But John, you made it look so seamless.
Well, it's because of everyone else's hard work too. Everyone pulled together. Yeah, there were a few hiccups, but that goes with it when you do something in this magnitude. But ultimately, the normal person that came to the show probably wouldn't even notice any hiccups at all.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean, I was back with the sound guy a lot towards the end of the shows at night, and I could tell like everyone was working hard to get things done and communicate, and during Carrie's show there were some technical difficulties I could hear on the radio, and they got it all worked out. So
Yeah,
it was really
yeah.
And the audience never knows.
yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even realize that myself that there was technical difficulties during Carrie's show because I was too interested in a miracle that was happening in our prayer tent. I don't know if you guys heard about it.
Well,
or not,
tell
but
us about that.
Yeah, well, there was a massive miracle that happened in our prayer tent. There was a gentleman that was in a wheelchair, wheelchair confined for at least, I think, 2 or 3 years from a boating accident or a river accident or something. Hadn't been able to walk since. And he just felt led to wheel himself to the prayer tent, and just an army of warriors, prayer warriors, just surrounded him. And before the end of the night, the guy was able to walk. He got up out of his wheelchair.
Crazy.
And walked. He walked from the prayer tent
So
to the
cool.
front of the stage to the back to the prayer. We've got it. It's on our Facebook page of videos of it,
Awesome.
and in an empty wheelchair, because the man, God just healed him. And that was all during Carrie's set. Carrie may have been the headliner on the stage, but we had the major headliner in our prayer tent because miracles were happening.
Right. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, John, remind us again how people can continue to give, also how people can connect with your Facebook page to begin to check, because some of the people that went to the event may not be aware of the Facebook page, and then those who did not make it to the event. This would be a great way to get a taste of what is going to be coming should this happen again next year.
Yeah, we're working on, we're in communications with the official people that we need to be in communications with to lock in the land again and the property again for next year. We're already trying to focus on who we're going to bring next year. But the thing is, it does take, yearly support. We've got a couple people that did say that they want to do monthly contributions, and you can set all that up. The greatest thing is you go to our website at lightthewayministry.com, look for the donate button, and then you can make a reoccurring monthly pledge every month. And here's the thing: we cannot do this without all of us coming together, even financially, to make this thing happen. It does cost thousands of dollars, and we just want to go bigger. I have ideas for next year on who I want to bring, and it's going to take a lot of funding, and it's going to take a lot of things. And it's so great to be able to enjoy this, but it does take some help. It does take a lot of support. So again, our Facebook page, just simply search for Light the Way Ministry. That's with the Y at the end, singular. And then look for all of our updates on that, and then also on our website. There's plenty of ways to give and contact us through that.
Well, John, thank you for your willingness and your dedication.
Yeah, for sure. Thank
Well,
you for calling us today.
Well, you too. Thank you guys for being a servant and helping us in the hospitality. It's a lot of people don't see it, but I see it, and we just want to thank you guys for being a part of it. And I'm ready to do it again.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was an amazing opportunity just to, as you said, to make these people that are on the road, sometimes 200 days out of the year, just to make them feel at home.
Yeah.
It's just like they're home for a day.
That's it.
Great. Well, if I'm around next summer, I'll come on out and help again with Light the Way.
Well, I hope you're able to do that. Well, thanks, John.
Thank
we
you,
appreciate
guys.
you, brother.
Yep.
Be blessed.
Yep, you too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow. lightthewayministry.com.
And Tom, you have another natural solution for us, right?
Well, actually, I have a little story to share. I kind of have got some of these that I keep in reserve. The headline on this is: a boy uses his savings to buy a gas station attendant a bicycle.
Oh, wow.
A 10-year-old boy in South Africa used his savings to purchase a bicycle for a local gas station attendant. From the time this was written, about 2 months ago, Vaughn, his young boy's name, met Tony while his mother Mandy was filling up at a gas station in, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name, KwaZulu-Natal. Yeah. Vaughn was very sick, and within moments the attendant had him laughing and smiling, Mandy Fish recalled. The pair have been friends ever since. Since then, we regularly visit the station, and Vaughn eagerly looks out for his new friend. Tony always takes the time to talk to Vaughn about the various bikes we haul to Geba and back, and listens so obligingly to him as he chatters away. In one of their conversations, Tony asked them to look out for a reasonably priced bike for him, and Vaughn promised to find him one. A few days later, Vaughn asked his mother if he could use his own money to purchase a new bike for Tony. Vaughn's been collecting all the silver money around the house for months, saving for a holiday vacation. That'd be for a vacation. One night he came to me and asked if I really wanted a holiday, and upon asking why, he said he would rather put his savings toward helping Tony get his bike. That's what the mom said. They cracked open his piggy bank and used all the money to buy Tony a bicycle. Our children make us proud on so many occasions, but today my heart and his is so full of the joy at the kind man's face as he, rather stunned, accepted his gift from this 10-year-old boy. Prawn Fish, it will be years until your mom allows you on Facebook, but when you see this post, know that today, of all your days on this planet so far, my heart is the fullest and most proud of you it's ever been. Keep being kind and generous with your time and money, and remember, bringing joy to others can bring as much joy to yourself.
Aww.
Generosity. And got another one here. Oh, here's one. I like this one. A dog leads an ambulance through a maze of alleyways to save the owner.
Wow.
Incredible animals. A golden retriever helped lead a Chinese ambulance crew directly to his unconscious owner, and it was all caught on video. Chinese emergency services had received a call about a garbage man who'd collapsed in a residential alleyway in Shaanxi province. Dash cam footage showed the loyal dog waiting for the ambulance in the middle of the road before beginning to run, prompting rescuers to follow it. One of the rescuers said that the dog kept looking back at the ambulance to see if it was following. What? This is a dog.
Golden retrievers are really, really good about that.
Yeah,
kind
the
of stuff.
faithful retriever finally led the rescuers to a crowd surrounding the unconscious owner who was taken to the hospital for treatment. Our faithful friends, furry friends.
Oh, my brother has 2 golden retrievers, Sun Bear and Joey. They are adorable.
Ah. Now here's another one. While we're talking about dogs. Hero dog breaks out of home and saves family from gas leak. An 11-year-old pit bull named Sadie is being hailed as a hero for saving her family from a gas leak in their Tuckahoe, New York home. The Tuckahoe Police Department received a call about a barking dog on the loose. When the police arrived, Sadie guided the officers back to her home. The dog then ran and took the officers through several streets and then led them back to the dog's residence into the backyard, Police Lieutenant Lawrence Rota said. The officers noticed the home's sliding glass door was open, and the fence was broken. As police walked the perimeter of the house, they smelled gas coming from an open basement window. The Eastchester Fire Department responded to the scene and confirmed there was a gas leak coming from the basement. Further inspection revealed claw marks and blood on the back of the door, leading the family to believe Sadie sensed there was a danger and jumped into action. Somehow, Sadie chewed and dug out the wooden blocker, keeping the sliding door shut, and managed to run into the backyard. She's a hero, owner Serena Costello said. She is our hero. It's just so out of character for her to do. She saved our lives.
Wow. And
Wow.
she's bringing good street cred for all those pit bulls out there. So.
Yeah, I know.
I love pit bulls.
Yeah, well, they get a bad rap, and
They do.
I'm
and they're
sure
very
that
loyal.
and I'm sure there are some issues with some of them, but boy, sometimes our pets can step up in an incredible way. Well, hey, as we get ready to close out the day, I just want to encourage everybody out there. I want to echo what John said. Let's not just help light the way, raise the remaining $4,000 that is needed to cover this year's, but let's help them get a head start on what's going to be happening next year, because some of those bills, deposits, being able to reserve a space if that's necessary, we're just not sure where it's going to be next year. We hope it's where it was this year, which would be awesome. But let's not only close out this year, but let's get a good head start on
Right, because he has some
on the
big
next year.
plans, and that's the thing too. When it's God's hands in it, it'll come to pass. So, we're just believing that that'll happen.
And I know that excuse me, I know that politicians sometimes get a bad rap, but I had a chance to bump into Bob Dixon at an event on Saturday, and I thanked him on behalf of all of us for whatever influence he had with the having the Greene County Commissioners, Greene County, Missouri Commissioners, give approval for that event to happen on that property.
Yeah.
Because as I understand it, right now that property is owned by Greene County. So that was a big deal
Yeah.
for them to see the vision for what could happen.
That's great.
And it was not just a big kingdom event, it was a big event for Rogersville
yeah.
and for Greene County.
The community.
And what John didn't say is that this is the third year that they have done the event. The 2 years prior, it was called Light the Lake and happened down at Stockton.
Yeah.
But from what John told me, is every year it has doubled. I think they started off with the first year having about 10,000 people show up over a period of several days. Last year it bumped up to about 20,000. This year they are estimating that that the numbers were around 40,000.
Yeah.
So just like every year it keeps doubling.
Yeah.
And it's going to put, I think, Southwest Missouri on the map for major Christian outdoor music festivals. So again, thank you, John Wilson, for your dedication.
And Mike, the governor there, was also there.
Yeah, Mike Parson
Mike
was able to
Parson.
come, and
That was my first time hearing him speak. 'Cause
Yeah.
I hadn't heard him speak before, so it was really cool. He just said a lot of powerful things. I really liked it.
So the community is behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess, Gracie, it's about time to
Yep.
sign
About that
off.
time.
Any closing thoughts?
Nope. Just don't be afraid to get out there, guys. Go have an adventure and have fun
And find something
to celebrate.
to celebrate.
Ta-da.